On the 9th of April, a group of fighters from the Irgun and the Stern Gang, the two Jewish ultranationalist groups that the British regarded as terrorists, were moving towards a village nearby called Dir Yassin. The Haganah gave them fire support. Recent research suggests the attack killed around 120 Palestinian civilians.
In every house they entered, they killed the people inside. The Jabir family, for example, was killed. 8 of them. They were killed in the morning. They were still sleeping. They shot them and left.
This is from a report written by Itzhak Levy, who was commander of the Haganah Intelligence Service in Jerusalem, dated 12th of April 1948, which is 3 days after it happened. The conquest of the village was carried out with great brutality. Whole families, women, old people, children were killed, and piles of corpses accumulated. Some of the prisoners taken to places of detention, including women and children, were brutally murdered by their guards. Among the prisoners was a young mother and baby. The guards killed the baby in front of its mother, and after she fainted, also murdered her.
Palestinians had been fleeing their homes for safer places since December 1947. But after Dir Yassin, a mass exodus began. Does Israel bear any responsibility for the exodus of Palestinians in 1948?
No.
There are some historians who say that Plan D was a blueprint for the ethnic cleansing of Palestine, of Arabs. Is that true?
No. You know, as I say, I was present at the creation. I don't mind what the historians are writing. I watched with their own eyes. Ben-Gurion did not want that the Arabs will leave the country. Spoke to President Peres of Jerusalem. He said that Israel bears no responsibility whatsoever for the exodus of Palestinians.
No responsibility whatsoever. Then what caused the exodus to happen? It was the Israeli massacre of villagers, of people whom they encountered. I can count to you scores of massacres which happened all over the country. Do you think that anybody would leave his home unless he was really threatened?
That's what Peres said to us.
I'm surprised that President Peres has said so.
What happened here was one of the most controversial episodes of the entire war. The Israelis scored a major strategic victory. They secured Tel Aviv and the center of their new country. In the process, tens of thousands of Palestinian Arabs lost their homes, and hundreds of them lost their lives.
The Haganah killed dozens of Palestinians who were sheltering in a mosque.
Some of them just left their houses and found this place as a refugee, most of the families. And they thought that this is the way they are very safe in this place. The Haganah army, when they got inside the city, after fears of fighting between the Palestinians and the Haganah, they just came inside this mosque and they just killed all of the people inside here. Women, children, old people, all of them were shot. It was a big massacre.
Some of the residents were forced to bury the bodies.
The army took us to the mosque to take the dead to the cemetery. We entered one room. There were 60 or 70 bodies inside. Later they covered them with clothes and poured petrol and set them on fire. There was a woman dressed in peasant clothes. Next to her were two little girls. We carried them and put them over there. They were the only ones who had a proper burial.
There's a controversy over whether Ben-Gurion authorized the expulsions from Lid and Ramleh. The Israeli commander who signed the order believed that he had. More than 50,000 Palestinians were forced out.
It's not a secret anymore. It was called Shualei Shimshon, the wolves of Samson. With jeeps, with machine guns, it's not a secret anymore. Many things we did, we regret until today. We regret until today. And I think that, but in war you make mistakes. Anyhow, there was no clear order from Ben-Gurion how to deal with the inhabitants in an occupied village.
But could Israel have functioned with a big town like Ramleh, full of Arabs? Could you have built a state if you had that many Arabs living right in the center of the country?
No.
Declare this in the house of Jacob, proclaim it in Judah. Hear this, O foolish and senseless people, who have eyes but see not, who have ears but hear not. Do you not fear me, declares the Lord? Do you not tremble before me? I placed the sand as a boundary for the sea, a perpetual barrier that it cannot pass. Though the waves toss, they cannot prevail. Though they roar, they cannot pass over it. But this people has a stubborn and rebellious heart. They have turned aside and gone away. They do not say in their hearts, Let us fear the Lord our God, who gives the rain in its season, the autumn rain and the spring rain, and keeps for us the weeks appointed for the harvest. Your iniquities have turned these away, and your sins have kept good from you. For wicked men are found among my people, They lurk like fowlers lying in wait. They set a trap, they catch men. Like a cage full of birds, their houses are full of deceit. Therefore they have become great and rich. They have grown fat and sleek. They know no bounds in deeds of evil. They judge not with justice the cause of the fatherless, to make it prosper. And they do not defend the rights of the needy. Shall I not punish them for these things, declares the Lord, and shall I not avenge myself on a nation such as this? An appalling and horrible thing has happened in the land. The prophets prophesy falsely, and the priests rule at their direction. My people love to have it so, but what will you do when the end comes?